Okay. Hey guys, it's me, Brianca Jay, and you are tuned into another episode of Book Talk. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to use this page like a tip jar. Meaning if you're liking what you hear, liking what you're seeing, liking what I'm doing, I want you to hit subscribe. I want you to press like and leave a comment. Thank you so much. Or any combination of the three. I want to thank you for that beforehand and let you know that I really appreciate these things. I'm trying to get monetized, so it really makes a difference as you work through YouTube, because you have to have so many subscribers to do it. And I'm at 180. I'm at 180. So yeah, I would love to get to 200 by the end of the month. Should I go for more? I don't know. But I would love to get 20 more subscribers by the end of the month. They would make my day. Also, another thing, I wrote a children's book. It's true, I wrote an illustrated children's book back in 2017, and it's going to be released November 28th. I'm having a great launch party on Facebook Live that day, and I would love for all of you to come support me, purchase the work, leave me a review, let me know what you think. Like, these things really help for people to live their dreams, and it takes a community of people to support them to do it. So I'm asking my community to support me right now. Without further ado, I want to give you a synopsis of what like naturalistic fiction is about. I got this information in my African American Lit class back in 2015, and I was going through my notebooks and I came across this information, and I was like, these are some pretty comprehensive notes here, so let me share them with all of you. And so naturalistic fiction is something African American authors are known to create, and it's actually really wonderful. So there are a few books that are considered naturalistic fiction. Richard Wright's Native Son would be one. An autobiography of an ex-colored man would be another one. And Invisible Man would also be one. And I'm going to talk about some of the features you can expect to experience when you're reading naturalistic fiction. So it's considered like the sports of the gods, because the main character is really in opposition with the world around them. So their major threat is like their environment and their society. And so it's like the sport of the gods, and that comes from like Greek tragedy, right, where you would hear Zeus and Athena and Aphrodite all like playing with this, like playing with Odysseus, right? And it's like, let the man have a break. Like, no, give him a storm, right? So it's like the sports of the gods, just kind of having fun at your expense. But the subject matter, typically, you'll see acts of violence and passion leading to desperate moments and violent death. You'll see that within the work. You'll see the suggestion that life on the lower level is not as simple as it seems to be. And when I say lower level, I mean lower class. Like, sometimes people think like, oh, they just want that. So it goes into looking at that lifestyle and peeling back the surface and really showing you the inner workings. I don't know if you guys watch that show on Showtime that was called P-Valley. I almost said the real word, y'all. It's called P-Valley, but that's also an example of like peeling back what you think you know and really exploring the inner workings of how society can be a crushing weight that doesn't let you socially progress. It says the milieu, the environment, is commonplace and unheroic. So it shows the environment, it shows how things are going. And it says the life there is usually dull, the dull sound of daily existence, how people are in routines and structures and things go this way. But the naturalist discovers qualities in characters usually associated with heroic or adventurous. So in the book, you will see the main character typically has some very high integrity, high ethics, a code, if you will, and how he forces his code no matter the opposition, how he stands true to his beliefs even when the world around him is kind of proving him otherwise. It says generally the controlling force is society and the surrounding environment, which I talked about. So it's typically going to be like Oliver Twist, right? That's another example of like how society is like attacking this one person. So these are some of the characteristics you'll see in a naturalist character. I have 3 points here. It says the characters are conditioned and controlled by the environment, the hereditary chance or instinct. So they were born into the circumstance of what they have to struggle against. It's nothing that they've done to deserve it. It's just kind of with the luck of the draw. They have compensation, they have compensating naturalistic values which affirm their individuality in life. So yeah, so they have like a very strong ethical code. They have a very strong moral code. Or if it's not even strong, they have a code, right? And they have a way of seeing the world and like a psychological experience about how they see the world. And that's how they operate, right? So yeah. And then the last thing I wrote with the third thing, a struggle for life may become heroic and they have to maintain their human dignity. So yeah, as they push through life's opposition, what makes them hero is their unwillingness to bend and follow the wrongs and the right of the world. So that's how you know naturalistic fiction. I hope this camera doesn't set off because I just see the blinking, but I'm going to try to wrap this up before that happens. Naturalism. So naturalists attempt to represent the intermingling in life of controlling forces and individualistic worth. So they want to show life how it intermingles, how the interdimension of who I am is affected by who the world is. And they do not ever dehumanize their character. In fact, Pfizer says this about naturalism. The primary goal of the late 19th century American naturalists was not to demonstrate the overwhelming and oppressive reality of the material forces present in our lives. Their attempt, rather, was to represent the intermingling in life of controlling forces and individual wealth. The naturalists do not dehumanize man. And then I also listed Johnson's work, The Autobiography of an Ex-Colored Man. And it's a naturalist text because it's focused on a psychological emphasis. It has a tragic impact of environment on the psyche of the individual. And the unnamed narrator's quest to understand who and what America is what the plot is, right? And then point to the biological and psychological determinism of the individual. And so that's naturalistic fiction for you. That's a brief survey of naturalism, again, from my African American Lit class. If you like this video, go ahead and tip your host, hit subscribe, press like, leave me a comment. I read every comment. I love to respond to you guys, even when you're being a little spicy. And when you're being a little spicy, I'm going to be a little spicy too, because that's how that goes. You're not finna shut me up, alright? You're going to be spicy, expect me to write some spicy back. But have a great day, and I will catch you guys next time.